What's up, guys and gals? It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the final episode review. Episode 15, The Way of Life for Record of Ragnarok. Shimatsu no Valkyrie Season 2. Finally got to the final episode. And honestly, this wasn't a bad episode. I did definitely like it, and I completely forgot about these panels. Once again, sort of blocked a lot of round 6 out when it first came out week to week, or month to month, I should say, in the manga. But suffice it to say, I was mistaken about the fact that Hajun didn't have technically a reason why he disappeared sort of idea. He did. It was pretty much the Kenpachi rule. It's been done in many forms of fiction and stuff before. A body just can't maintain their incredible strength, and not so much Kenpachi, but Gremmy fighting Kenpachi. I think that that's at the forefront of my mind as a big Bleach fan, but also the fact that that was one of the latest episodes of Thousand Year Blood War Arc, was the fact that Hajun is pretty much, or Papias, as he's translated to be, his body back then, he was this destroyer, destruction, devil king as he calls himself, but his body eventually couldn't maintain, the vessel he was in couldn't contain all his massive power, all his massive strength, and his body eventually, with no more outlet, eventually started to internalize itself, started to break down, and just the container that was supposed to be his body was just not up to snuff to be able to contain his massive strength, and so his body ended up decaying and falling apart piece by piece. That's why he originally fell. Alright, that was in the manga, it was here in the anime. I seem to have forgotten that part, but alright, that's a good enough explanation as any. And this time, of course, Zero is, a lot of people call a third Hajun. A lot of people have Hajun or Papias' opinion of Zero Fuku in the community. Some third-rate god who didn't even know what he was doing, some brat, blah, 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 blah. Well, once again, I'm going to go on the Buddha side of things and say, shut the fuck up. Zero's a far better god, way cooler than Hajun, and obviously was not a third-rate god. If he was such a third-rate god, how is his body able to contain the massive power that is supposedly the Devil King, who was so powerful he destroyed half of one of the 3 realms, and his own body couldn't maintain it. Yet Zero's body is the perfect soil, as Beelzebub says. So, once again, just realistically, this is just stocks going up on the Zero, scale. Just nobody seems to pay attention to that, but and in this episode we do get to see, and I love the dual voiceover and stuff like that when things seem to be down and out. Buddha is, of course, the fight keeps going on, and I love, alright, so it was bad last episode of the episode before, Heimdall's, really bad puns and stuff like that. I think it was just because the Ora stuff from Hajun, but I will admit, the puns here, the jokes he makes here, the water one was, alright, that was, somebody better get some water because Buddha's in the fire, and stuff like that. It's like, oh, because things are heating up, somebody better get us a bucket of water. I'm like, oh man, alright, that was bad. And then, even more, the bigger travesty, he puts the Nirvana. Oh man, okay, so both of these terrible puns, really bad jokes, but it was fine because the episode was coming to a close. I like the way the episode ended with, I kind of wish, even though I'm glad we got the extra scenes, of course, and stuff like that, and we didn't miss out that Buddha knows that Brunhild has, or Brunchan has more to the story. She's not just doing this for to save humanity. She's got another goal in mind. She has another ambition, and Buddha knows about it, fought for her anyways, knowing that she's got another plan or something like that. And Buddha sort of seemingly, even though we're caught up to the manga and there's I won't spoil it here, but it seemed to be implied that Buddha, since the beginning, sort of knew what the secondary motivation for Brunhilde was. And here, it's left sort of, not ambiguous, but as far as the manga goes, it's sort of, does he know the full story, or is he just guessing, or is Brun just shocked because he's the only one who's figured it out, that she's not just the patron saint of humanity and doing this solely for selfless reasons. There's other motivations going on here. There's secondary objectives happening here, so that was really cool. But I kind of wish the episode had ended on when Buddha wins the fight, obviously, here in round 6, and he walks forward and stuff. It's just a really nice scene because I think it was very sad, and I think Buddha, like myself, sort of, and the anime does it well because Buddha's voice actor, very, very good. I love his English dub voice actor. And once again, though I have my problems with Buddha in the backstories, the current, present time Buddha is got to be one of my favorite characters, and the anime just helped, improve him in my opinion. He's really, really cool. And the fact is, when he goes forward, he, like me in that ending scene right before we get the credits and then the extra scenes that of course are in the manga, so there's no extra filler scene with Hermes this time, no like, oh, what's happening here? It's the same scenes that we get in the manga, the in-between scenes, but that's fine and everything like that. But Buddha sort of expected, once he defeated Hajun, once he defeated the evil, the devil that was in Zero's body, Zero would come back, and once again, and realistically, there's no reason to not think that in a sense, because we know that if a Volander, like if Voland loses, right? We know this from Adam and from Lubu and stuff like that. If the human fighter and the Voland loses, the Valkyrie sister dies. But as of round 3 and round 4, we know for a fact that when they win, they can. The Voland is not permanent. It's permanent for the fight. And once the fight is over, they can go back to their regular form, the Valkyrie sisters. And since Buddha, who's the one who taught, Brunhilde and stuff, how to use the Voland, and he put Zero as his Voland to win the fight, to work together, which was really nice. As I said, the double voiceover for all the attacks and stuff like that. Really, really cool. The animation was crisp. The change from the dark lighting to the bright lights, near the end of the fight and stuff like that. Night turns to day and stuff. It was great color choices there. I think Buddha expected, okay, I defeated Hajun, Zero gets to be free and come back. And he doesn't. And I think you can hear it in the voice. The voice actor did a fantastic job. He's like, wait, Zero, Zero Fuku and stuff. And it's like, wait, like, where are you going? Like, I won. You can now come back. And not to the same degree as Jack wanting Heracles back. I think that's not really going to be topped in the manga by any combatants. But this, to me, is a bit of a close second, where Buddha was under the impression as long as he won, he could save Zero Fuku. And in a roundabout type of way, he did, but he failed in the way that he expected to. So it's a bittersweet victory for Buddha here, and he cries over it and stuff like that, because he's holding Catastrophe, or what have you, at the time, Benevolent, at the time, and he's just sitting there, and he's holding it, and he's crying, and then, of course, the bird that Zero had saved, the only one who gave a shit about Zero, the bird who recognized him, came down and cried with him. It's a really nice moment. I thought it was done very well in the anime. They didn't skip over it and stuff, even with the music playing and stuff. They didn't skip it. They took time to watch Buddha, and Buddha just saying, at least when the bird lands on the handle, and after Buddha's already cried for Zero, and he sees him go up and he says, I'll see you again, I promise, sort of idea. I'm like, alright, that's right in the feels. That was really nice. Once again, the voice actor's doing a really good job of this, both Zero and, even though Zero's silent for this one, but Buddha's voice VA just doing a really good job to get the emotion stirring. And then at the end there, of course, the bird lands and stuff, and he goes, I'm glad I'm not the only one who's going to miss him, pretty much, right? So, as I said, not on the level of Jack missing Heracles and stuff like that. Different circumstances, things should have been different, sort of idea. And like, as I said, I always thought Zero should have lived, should have came back, but a little bit on the Greek tragedy side. I don't think, once again, would round 4 be as powerful? Would Jack's character arc be as powerful if Heracles didn't die for him? Would Buddha, would this round, even though it's still not a great round, but would it be, I think it's a better round for keeping Zero dead, in the same sense that round 4 is the best round, because round 2 and 4 are only as good as they are because Adam dies for his children, and because Heracles dies to save the evil of humanity, to save Jack the Ripper of all people. No, I'm not counting that spin-off crap. He's Jack the Ripper. So, yeah. I think that this episode did a really good job. The best it could have done. As I said, the soundtrack was really good. The lighting choices were good. I liked the animation. Everything was pretty crisp. And once again, I think the best part about this season has... I mean, you can argue that the animation, of course, much better than Season 1 and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think once we learned that Season 2 was actually going to have good animation without dropping frame quality and stuff like that. Because as much as you want to argue that Round 1, or the first season, had a bit of an issue or problems with the animation, which I'm not saying it didn't, every single frame was a worthy screenshot, though, right? They might have been a lot of stills, but the stills were high quality, every single one. We dropped a little bit of that for a way better animation, so it was 6 to 1, half dozen the other. I think everyone can agree Season 2 was done better, more clean, but I think it's the voice actors. I think the voice actors really is what makes Season 2 as good as it could be, considering that I've got a new love for Round 5. As a result, Round 5 was handled far better in the anime. I think it was done way better than in the manga, and sets up Okita versus Loki almost like right there. Like, yeah, they're going to be the ones fighting each other, because a lot of people think it's going to be Loki versus some other humans and stuff like that. Rasputin's a big choice. Nostradamus is another one, but I really think they were setting up Okita versus Loki, and because it was a little more expanded upon here in the anime. But Round 5 was done well. I think I still don't like Round 6 because of the direction it goes, but now rewatching it and stuff like that, maybe I'm a little harsh on each of these rounds. I mean, the winner still won, and once again, even though Zero dies in the end here, the fact that Buddha, and yes, the crowd finally acknowledges, it took you long enough, you assholes, but they finally, the humans who Zero had saved, finally acknowledge and cry for Zero, missing Zero and stuff. And it's like, about bloody time, but at least you finally have acknowledged him. I don't think they deserve to cry, it's still a bittersweet thing. I think that Buddha and the bird are the only ones who deserve to mourn Zero in that sense, in a very bitter way, because they're the only ones who actually gave a shit about him. And even Buddha is subject, like I've already talked about, Buddha is a little suspect for not giving more of a shit earlier, but what are you gonna, at least he was trying to make up for it, unlike these humans who now miss him now that he's gone. But anyways, yeah, so I think the episode was handled really well. The ending, as I said, the extra scenes are cool. We needed to see, of course, Buddha talking to Brunhilde about her secondary objective. What is it? We don't know. Ooh. We sort of know by the current manga. We've got half of the equation. We have half of the equation. We have more information, put it to you that way, but we don't have the full scope, the full story yet. How this is going to help her get what she wants, and necessarily what is it that she wants. We're still sort of sitting back with that one. And then, yeah, and of course Odin going up in there and saying to Beelzebub, hey, don't screw with my shit. This is my realm. This is my tournament. Do not screw with this. And Beelzebub, oh, alright, I'll stay on my toes, and sort of idea. Now, we haven't seen, now this is a bit spoiler, we haven't seen Odin fight yet. Okay? We haven't seen Odin fight. But, and a lot of people are saying, Beelzebub didn't give a shit, blah, blah, blah. I remember arguing this a long time ago when this manga chapter came out. Yeah, Odin would completely destroy this guy. Okay? Okay, so, once again, there is a lot of problems with Beelzebub's character that I won't get into here. And once again, when we finally get to see Odin and his capabilities and what he's able to do, I'm going to sit here and have no doubt that he could have absolutely destroyed Beelzebub if he had wanted to. I'm going to hold to that until we see proof otherwise, but yeah. So, once again, another reason why the defense of Beelzebub's character sort of falls flat, but we're not here to really talk about that wannabe emo guy. I really don't know, because his character changes 6 times. He was a mad scientist, then he wasn't, so I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I am curious though, will Buddha ever find out that it was Beelzebub who put Hajun in Zero? Because I know Buddha's not exactly a revenge-based person, but he literally summoned the scythe due to straight-up hatred for Hajun eating Zero, and now knowing that he couldn't save him. If Buddha finds out that Beelzebub just did that for the lols, for the shits and giggles, I'm pretty sure Buddha's going to go kill him. I mean, once again, and I think that Buddha could do it. I think that Odin could do it. I think that, I think a lot of characters could kill him. So, yeah, and now we know that Hades is going to fight at the end of this. We know that Hades is also going to fight in the next round, in round 7, and he's going to fight up against Qin, or Quinn. It's pronounced Qin, but it's Quinn, the Emperor of China. Right? So, obviously, should be one of the best fights, should be one of the best rounds. Yeah, when we get to Season 3, we'll have to talk about it. We'll have to talk about that. But episode 15, I think, ended on a positive note, because the Qin's design is really good. Hades is, of course, just got that swagger. Hades is the one, he's even telling Zeus, calm the fuck down. Hades is that guy. He is literally the step above. He's sitting up there with Odin, being calm and collected and just being that guy. So we think Zeus is a badass. Zeus is a badass. Of course, he's a weird interpretation of Zeus, but he is fun. But Hades is still the older brother. Hades is still sitting up there, leaning back. Nothing phasing him, just like Odin. Nothing phases the top tiers. So round 7 should be an amazing display of straight up god power. Should be. Anyways, that being said, I don't think there's anything else to cover in episode 15. I'm looking forward to season 3. I really am, because even though some of the rounds that we know are going to take place obviously aren't my favorite rounds for a lot of reasons, and we're not really going to get into that here because it's sort of getting too high into spoiler territory. But I really do enjoy round 5. I didn't like round 5 in the manga. Now I think it's average. I think it's middle of the pack for me. I don't really dislike it anymore. I literally disliked it. Now I have 0 problems with it. The anime sort of changed my opinion on the round. So I like to think that I'm hoping, and round 6 isn't nearly as bad. It's still bad, but it's not nearly as bad. I'm hoping my opinion for the next coming rounds also elevates, the rounds in my mind, because there are some people that defend the next coming rounds as the best rounds, better than round 2, 4, all that stuff. I just don't see it, but we'll wait and see what happens in season 3. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, either way, I think I covered everything. Yeah, episode 15, the Buddha stuff. Well, I keep trying to get to this point, but basically, before we get the last ending credit scenes, Buddha's there, and it looks like he's gonna die, and I was like, Buddha, Buddha, and Brunhilde, Buddha, Buddha, yeah, because Buddha, he does this, victory V, and then he falls down flat because he's got mortal wounds all over him and all this stuff, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, is Buddha, did Buddha win, but now he's gonna die, sort of idea? We haven't had that. Once again, round 6 had a lot of potential to do a lot of different things. Chose not to do any of it, and I sort of, even though I'm glad we got the scene, I sort of don't like the fact that we could have just, boom, black screen, ended season 2. Did Buddha die or not? Did Buddha survive? That would have been a great way to end season 3, or start off season 3, or end season 2, I should say. And the next scene after the credits, they jump to, yeah, Buddha's bad, but he's on the stretcher and he's still talking and making jokes, so he's fine. He's clearly fine. But it would have been, whoa, if you were an anime-only viewer, it'd be like, did Buddha actually die there? I think it sort of would have been a better way to end off the season, in my opinion, but it is what it is. I doubt there's a lot of anime-only viewers of Record of Ragnarok, so, we all know that Buddha's okay, but I guess it is what it is. But anyways, yeah. So Heimdall's jokes, Hajun's still shitty ass plot device. Buddha's really cool. Zero's awesome. The episode went as far as best could be expected. Nothing really new to discuss. No filler scene like it's season 1 to discuss. No changes like the round 5 changes that I noticed. So either way, that's it from me, guys. So I finally covered the entirety of season 2 of Shumatsu no Valkyrie Record of Ragnarok. What did you guys think of the season overall? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully they don't break up season 3 like they did this one, so I'm not as late with these episode reviews. You know, because I wasn't late when it first dropped. I was late when they decided to put round 6 randomly 6 months later. I don't know why, but anyways, is what it is. Now we're all caught up with that. Stay tuned for more content from yours truly, and because Shumatsu no Valkyrie, the manga, is still going strong, and I'm still live streaming every new chapter of that, so if you can't get enough of Record of Ragnarok content, definitely check out when the manga chapters drop, because I always live stream for a great new reaction. So, that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you back here next time for Season 3. I'm looking forward to it. I actually am. So let's just wait and see what happens. So thanks everyone for watching. Sayonara.